Hey, what's up everybody? It's your girl Nicky Fond. This is my very first YouTube video. I used to do videos on my personal page and my friends encouraged me to get on a platform already. I was dragging my feet and I said, you know what? I am putting up a video whether I'm ready for it or not, just to keep me accountable. So this is my first one. But I want you to know that even though I started off with, just sharing my thoughts and opinions on relationships and matters of the heart, that is not the only thing I'll be talking about on this channel. I am covering everything from what I do for a living, love, matters of the heart, beauty, fitness, health, just everything, and the kitchen sink. I know they say but the kitchen sink. I'm bringing the kitchen sink as well, okay? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy my first video. Of course, it's going to get better over time as I navigate this YouTube space. But give me a thumbs up and a subscribe if you like and enjoy the content. And I'll be back with more. And encourage me by leaving a comment below. Let me know about your first time when you posted or just what you enjoy about videos on YouTube so that I can cater to what you're looking for. Let me get started and let's go to the first video. So I started dating in my late teens into my early 20s because I got completely taken off the market at 25. But those relationships that I had prior to that and in my marriage, I thought that I was ready to be married. I mean, from the very beginning, I don't know if it was Disney movies or just my upbringing, I had always wanted to get married. I saw both my parents married. And that's what I aspired to. But when I look back now at those relationships, that was exactly what they were. Relationships and relationships only. But in order to be married, in order to stay married, you have to be in a partnership. And that's something that I wasn't aware of back then. And so what I want to do is to break down the difference between the two so that you would be able to differentiate, which one am I in? Because we throw around that word relationship all the time. I'm in a relationship, we're in a relationship, but is that really what you want out of your life in this moment of time? Of course, when we're younger and no one's trying to get married, they're figuring themselves out, they're figuring life out, but there comes a point when most of us want to get to that next level. And if we're not able to differentiate between the two, we will go into the next level with the wrong person. In order to get married, you definitely have to have a partnership and not a relationship. And I'll break down a few signs that will let you know which one you're in. So we'll go first for relationships. Relationships, naturally, you're, attracted to the person for a host of reasons. It could be you're just attracted. They're attractive and you enjoy their personality, and that's part of the reason why you got with them in the first place. You didn't really think much of it. You were kind of moving off feelings. And we women tend to do that a lot. Just go off of feelings. And we're going out on dates and we're enjoying all of that stuff, but we're not really thinking deeper. Like, can I see this person? Can I be with this person for the rest of my life? And it can't just be the fact that you guys do fun things together. It has to be way deeper than that. But in order to go to that next level, you need to look out for a few of these signs. Now, they're not all the signs, but I'll just cover around 4. One of the first signs to know that you're only in a relationship is that you feel like you're doing most of the work, whether it's emotionally, financially, or even household stuff. I mean, we're not keeping tabs on everything. It's not you do this, I do that, but it should never feel overwhelming for one person. There are times in life when, there will be some kind of inconsistencies, whether, it's a loss of a job, maybe a person's mourning the loss of a family member, so they're just not at their 100, but it should not be that way constantly or from the beginning of your relationship throughout. So that's really what I'm talking about. If that person that you're with does not contribute to the overall, then that's when you're definitely in a relationship. Another sign that you're only in a relationship is that you keep having the same arguments and nothing changes. Again, it could be an argument over the fact that you feel overwhelmed, but If there is no desire to change on either side or on that person's side, you're definitely not in a partnership. So that's another sign that you're only in a relationship. The next sign is that your partner's goals and yours don't align. Before you even get to that next level, right? Because of course, when you're dating and you're supposed to be figuring things out, you're supposed to hear, what this person's about, what their plans are, just like at a job interview. You don't want to just go into any job. You want to find out what their forecasts are, how their books are looking, are they in the red? Those are things that you look for because you want a future, a stable future with your company. So you have to apply those same things when you're looking for a partner. So if you're in a relationship in this moment of time and your goals are not matching up, they're not aligning, you want to go there, they want to go there, then you guys are definitely not in a partnership. Okay, so for the last sign that you're in a relationship, and I think this one hits home for me because this brought back memories of COVID and how many relationships and marriages ended during COVID. But that fourth sign is that you feel lonely even when they're right next to you. I know that you can't always have the same things in common, right? But when you feel like you're sitting right next to someone and you literally have nothing in common, that's when you realize you're only in a relationship. And the reason why COVID brought that out is that you had to face your person. You had to face the decision that you made. And a lot of people realized, like, man, maybe I made surface level decisions when we got together. Because, when you look at life and when you're going about your day, you spend 8 hours or more at your job. You spend around 3 hours when you get home before you have to go to bed and do it all over again. So you're having these like in passing conversations with your partner. So you're not really like sitting down and saying, okay, what's our goal? What's the next step? What are we doing? So that's why it really came to a head when you had to look and say, wait, what do we have in common? Our friends are so different. I like doing this, he doesn't, and again, like I said, it doesn't have to be 100% in alignment, but you have to at least feel like, listen, I have my best friend with me. I can talk to them about anything. We can chat, we can laugh, we can watch similar things, or just do things together and feel like, that's my person. Now, figuring out if you're in a partnership is pretty simple. So I don't even really have to stay too long on this portion. When you're in a partnership, you will definitely know, because guess what? You have each other's back no matter what. If she gains a little weight, you're like, baby, let's hit the gym together. We're going to get you back on track. If he loses his job, you're like, honey, let's figure out how I'm going to take over a couple of these things until you get back on your feet. Like, that's what a partnership is about. It's about equal give and take. You're going to have hard moments. You're going to have times when one person is down and you have to bring up your level in order to get that person going again. And that is the difference. It's not one person doing everything all the time. It's shared responsibility. And that could be even like with the chores, with the kids, all of it. You're putting the babies to bed, but in the morning he gets up to make you guys breakfast. Like, that is a partnership. You can be traditional and still be in a partnership where you're not saying, oh, she needs to be in the kitchen cooking all the time. It's supposed to be that you guys are working together. If she's coming in late, you make dinner. If he is tired, you take the car to get fixed. Like, it's that kind of working together and being a unit that lets you know you're in a partnership. Another sign you're in a partnership is that you talk about your dreams and plan them together. And that's the difference, because in a relationship, you'll do your own thing. Okay, I want to do this and I'm doing this. It's my life. But in a partnership, you will discuss things. You're having this open communication about your goals and your plans, and then you're working on them together. It's like, okay, babe, I want us to move to another state. and I want to do that in 3 years. And your partner will say, okay, well, I'm going to start looking for a new job, or I'm going to go back to school now so that I'm able to do that with you. All of those things are open communication to become united and be on a united front together. And it's sad because I think where dating is going right now is they're getting further and further away from that. It's like, oh, he has to pay the bills, he has to pay my rent. And the guys are like, she has to cook and she has to clean and she has to. All those things are great and well, but you guys have to be doing it together, an equal give and take. So that is what is needed and required to be in a partnership. So now that you know what those signs are you able to figure out which one you're in? Okay, so I gave you a moment to ask yourself that question. And what did you come up with? If your answer is, I'm definitely in a relationship, and you desire to get to the partnership level, it's not impossible. But what you will have to do is to have that difficult and hard conversation with your person and ask them about their future plans. Where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years? And then you'll be able to see if you can align your life with theirs. You also have to speak to them about what's not working and see how they respond. If they promise that they're going to change, you have to make sure that they take action. Or if you're the one that needs to change, you have to take action. Because if you say you're going to work on something, you have to actually do it, because partnership is definitely built on trust. And that's something that I didn't cover, but partnership definitely is built on trust. Also, you have to start dividing responsibilities fairly. Money, house, or kids, one person shouldn't be drowning while the other is just chilling. So again, have the conversation and then celebrate wins together. And when things get tough, face it as a team. Don't leave that person hanging. Don't let them feel like they're alone in something. You always have to be there for them. And sometimes that means showing up even when you don't have it in you to show up. Sometimes you're both going through things, but you have to be there for each other. You have to almost like sacrifice yourself for the relationship, but not in a negative way, not in an overwhelming way. But that is how you'll be able to get from relationship status to partnership status. So see you next time. It's your girl, Nicky Fond, signing out. Peace.